On World Mental Health Day, Bollywood actor Aamir Khan's daughter Ira Khan had revealed that she has clinical depression. However, instead of getting support from the online community, she was subjected to insensitive questions about her privilege. Now on Sunday, Ira took to her Instagram handle and shared a 10-minute video talking about privilege. The theatre director said that it's time to start a conversation around mental well-being.
So a lot of people ask why I'm depressed, and that is not something I can answer properly because I don't exactly know. In the past few years I've been piecing it together, but I can't give you a straight answer as to why I'm depressed. So we'll get into that later. Today I wanted to talk to you about my privilege. The last video was not cut off, it was intentional. And I wanted to start by laying out what my privileges are. For those of you who don't know me personally, you know me because I'm Aamir Khan's daughter, and therefore you know those sets of privileges that I have. I'm financially well off, and I've always had everything that I could possibly need and probably more. In terms of those of you who know me personally, you also know that I have a strong support system in the sense that my family's always been there for me, my parents have always been there for me. They don't put any pressure on us, they're very encouraging. I know that if anything were to happen, I could without any hesitation go to my parents, and they would always be there for me. So that, I think, is another privilege, to know that you have people to go to talk to if something were to happen.
When talking about the reasons behind her depression, Ira said that she could not figure out what was making her sad. She said that even her parents' divorce, Aamir and his ex-wife Reena Dutta, did not scar her as many would assume. Ira added in her video that even the amicable divorce was a privilege she had.
And so, towards the end of it, I was crying and I was feeling so bad that I was in this place where I was crying and I was not being able to do the things that I normally do. And I was just like, why is this happening? And so I would try and rationally figure it out. What could I possibly be so upset about? What bad things have happened to me in my life? When I was young, when I was small, my parents got divorced. But that to me doesn't seem like something that would traumatize me because my parents' divorce was amicable. They are friends. The whole family is still friends. We're not a broken family by any means. My parents were very good about being parents to Janelle and me even after the divorce. And when people would say, oh, I'm so sorry to hear about, your parents being divorced, I'd be like, what are you talking about? Why is it? It's not a bad thing. Another privilege, I didn't realize that it was a sad thing. It could, it could be something that could scar you. It didn't scar me. I don't remember most of it, but I always felt like my parents' divorce is not something that bothered me. So that can't be a reason why I'm feeling so sad. When I was 6, I got tuberculosis, and now, I've watched my dad's episode on Satyam Vijayate, and I know that you can get TB, and then strains of TB that are incurable, and you have to cut your lungs out, and it's all horrible. But I had TB outside my lungs, and I had regular TB, and I went to the hospital for 4 days, and got to bunk school, and watched TV all day. So for me, it was not such a big deal. It didn't scar me so much. So, I got lucky. Pretty easily dealt with that. Not something that would make me feel so terrible today. When I was 14, I was sexually harassed, abused. And that was a slightly odd situation in the sense that I didn't know whether the person knew what they were doing. I sort of knew them and wouldn't bring it up. It wasn't happening every day. So it took me about a year to be sure that they knew what they were doing and that is what they were doing. And immediately I wrote my parents an email and I got myself out of that situation. And once I was out of that situation, I didn't feel so bad anymore. I wasn't scared. I felt like this is not happening to me anymore and it's over. And I moved on and I let go. And yeah, from time to time I would beat myself up about how I felt silly that I let it happen and all of that. But it was, again, not something that has scarred me for life and something that was going to make me, something that could be making me feel as bad as I was feeling when I was 18 to 20 or whatever. And so I don't want to be in school, I'm feeling suffocated, I'm not feeling good, I'm crying. I can't tell my parents this or tell my friends this because they're gonna ask me why. And I don't know why. I have no reason to give you why. I've thought through everything that has happened to me. I've tried to find a reason, and I don't have a reason to give you. And so, why burden them with something that I know they're not going to be able to help me with? My parents are doing important things with their lives. My friends are doing things with their lives. It's not like anyone can help me through this because there's no reason for me to feel like this because nothing bad has happened to me. I shouldn't feel like this. I don't have a reason to feel like this. And so my own sense of privilege, I guess, or my own sense of feeling that I had to have a good enough reason to feel like this made me not talk to anyone.
Meanwhile, Ira shared pictures of her Halloween party last week.